Hey everybody, how y'all doing out there? Thank you for tuning in to Shop Talk Radio 2020. I am here with Star Baby. She is my co-host, and we are going to be bringing you information on the latest gossip. We're going to be talking about it on our Let's Talk About It series, dating and relationships, what's going on in our household, just all the good stuff. So Star, how you doing today?
Doing great. Happy to be here with you as always.
Thank you. So Juneteenth just left us, right?
It did, and it's a major holiday. It's our Independence Day, our Freedom Day. I
Okay.
I hope to start celebrating it more. Like I didn't really do anything this year. It's just kind of like observe it, but haven't really celebrated because like we're so accustomed to July 4th being an American. But I
Right. And
but I
and that go ahead. I'm
I,
sorry.
I was just saying I hope to start celebrating Juneteenth like July 4th because I still don't.
Right. And you know why? I actually did a little bit of, just educate myself on Juneteenth,
Mhm.
right? Because the reason why I can understand when you say that is because we celebrated July 4th. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And right now today, I only celebrate that only just for for the kiddos so they can enjoy the fireworks type of thing. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because we have educated ourselves what that means and what it comes from, right? But
yeah,
Juneteenth is not, it wasn't a celebration in all states because all states was not didn't like pick that up, that holiday or
right,
that celebration up. So that started back in Texas and
right.
those accompanying states that are around that area. So it said that um it was picked up in Texas, celebrated it, and everybody is trying to come aboard to start celebrating and learning our history. But I even did the same thing because I just started hearing about it in 2020 and following it. So I just went and got me a shirt, because I do want to celebrate my history and who we are. And that goes to say a lot about when you said you really don't know much about it. We need to educate ourselves on where it started from, why did it start, where did it come from, and so forth.
They need to teach it in school. It need to be added to a school curriculum. We didn't know anything about it in high school. It
Yep.
is American. It is American history, and we celebrate the 4th because we are Americans. We are African Americans, but most of us aren't from Africa. You know, or been there. We're Americans. That's what we are. You know.
Well, we are Americans, right? Because we were
Yeah,
in America, but we were brought to America from different places.
that's correct.
You know
That's
what I mean?
correct.
So we have our identity have been given to us to say that we are
Mhm.
African American. I wasn't born
Right.
in Africa. My
Right.
descendant is Bahamian, actually. So like every, huh?
I said exactly. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, I can go deep with that, but that African American type, that's just to giving us identity. But no, that's not our identity. Everybody has a separate identity of where they're originated from.
Exactly. I feel like, well, I won't go into it, but I still don't like the sayings of black and white because those are not races. Those are not, ethnic groups. I wish we wouldn't even be, I wish black and white wasn't even on papers to pick from anymore because we're so much more than that. That black and white is so ignorant. You know what I mean? To label people colors, but we're not going to talk about that. But I just want to go back to like what you were saying and what you think about, like you said, you being from the Bahamas, correct?
Well, my descendants, my grandmother, my
Is that
grandfather, my family, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it's island roots from the
exactly.
islands.
Exactly. So that makes me feel like if your descendants are from the Bahamas, then you're not African American.
And
You're
that's a lot of us. We are a lot of our families and people come from other places.
Yeah, so that means they put all of us in the category as African American. But if my roots are from the Bahamas, I'm not African American. I'm Bahamian American. You
Right.
know?
And that's how they separated the Black race. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And then
yeah,
you have all these other races that on an application it either says Asian or it says Indian, you know, but ours is considered just one race, African American. They even took Black off. You notice that, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So
Some things will say AA now for African American.
AA.
Yeah, for short for African American. Yeah.
I never saw AA. Now that's an insult. They need to stop. But you know, but anyway, that just goes to that just goes to say about our history. We
Yeah.
need to educate our children. If they're not going to do it in the schoolhouse, because they have removed our history. You know what I'm saying? We need to teach our children, but are they willing to learn it? Are they going to sit down and listen to the truth about who they are?
Yeah, and all races need to know the truth. Like I said, we should have been taught about Juneteenth in high school, in American history class, in history class. Everybody needs to know what Juneteenth is. We should have learned that in school.
Right. And I'm like, when did I miss that? Because I know my history. But
Yeah,
when did I miss because they say that was like in 1865, Juneteenth. And I think
yeah,
because we missed it is because that was a Texas. I don't know. I don't know where that stagnant was at.
yeah. Because from my understanding, before Juneteenth, the proclamation had already been signed for our people to be free, but our people weren't free everywhere.
No,
Where
not everywhere.
yeah,
Exactly.
so being that it was written into law that we were free, they really had to go to that Galveston, Texas, and let them know that, like I said, over 200,000 slaves who didn't know or weren't allowed to be free had to let them know you are free and you can go. And that's why they say, we're not free until all of us are free.
Exactly. And that's why we look at the shirt. Freedom, freedom, free. We're still fighting for freedom because it didn't mean nothing. It
Yeah,
didn't take us nowhere. When they said that, that was just a business deal.
yeah. And I know
We
my
were set free, yes, but it didn't go further into our history, into our lives, into our families, into we're still fighting freedom.
yeah, so it's a little ridiculous in 2023. Um,
So much racism, so much
yeah,
racism still going on. Seems like it's just flopping out everywhere. Just I don't know.
it's a bad spirit of racism. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
But I
But
remember my mom took us to celebrations, several years when she was living in Arizona. We would go to like these big parks where they would have this big Juneteenth like festival. Um, and I don't know, like I said, I guess just because I'm so accustomed to July 4th, the Juneteenth just kind of seems so surreal. Just
foreign,
the whole point that our people were enslaved can sometimes also seem surreal, you know.
right? Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
American history, and all races need to be taught it, especially.
Educated.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Because there's a lot of ignorance around us and a lot of racism. That's why it needs to be taught so that it don't continue with our youth and our children, the
right.
future. You know what I'm saying? And
But I would just say I believe the future is bright though, because there's so many biracial people these days
oh boy,
that the racism will have no choice but to become extinct after a certain time.
I hope that time is by the end of this year. I hope it's just stop. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? This just needs to stop because we can't even go in restaurants without being thrown out of a restaurant for foolishness. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? The racism is so clearly evident that
yes,
it's ridiculous. And then our children have to. It's like they're reliving. It's like they're reliving. The what was going on in back in the day. But anyway, we're not going to go too far in that. But we say this to say we just need to educate ourselves on Juneteenth and what it was about, so that if you're going to celebrate it, you know why you're celebrating.
Yeah, and I hope going forward, you know, God willing to see next year's Juneteenth, I hope that we can have our own celebration, like really start celebrating, you know, dressing up, all this stuff, you know, like, you know, I always talk about people wearing red, white, and blue on July 4th. You know, you can have a lot of fun with July 4th just because it's an American holiday.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope to see, fireworks and everything that we do for the 4th for Juneteenth. That's what I hope to see.
Juneteenth. Yeah, let's turn July 4th into Juneteenth. Don't
Yeah.
even celebrate July 4th.
Yeah, I don't celebrate it anymore. I still, of course, you know, love, you know, for the younger kids to see the fireworks, you know.
Right,
Just
right. That's the whole point.
Yeah, fireworks are beautiful to be seen for no reason at all, you know.
Right, exactly.
Fireworks, you know. But I just really hope to transfer the celebration from July 4th to Juneteenth. Like I said, at least for us, because it's kind of like, I just don't like how I don't have an excitement for Juneteenth like I do, because it's still kind of new to us.
That's
and
why.
and we didn't, and we never really celebrated that much growing up. And I don't like the way it feels. It feels
Right.
like
It feel like it's being pushed upon. Like, okay, it's Juneteenth now. This is what we're gonna do now. You know, instead of educating it, you know, at the same time or something, because I had to go look it up. I said, let me go and look this up, because what it was last year or the year before Juneteenth, they were talking about the Juneteenth, and I just kind of, I'm not saying followed, but I just, you know, kind of went with it and say, well, what is this holiday?
I almost look
It
it up
shouldn't be
almost.
like that, you know?
Yeah, I look it up almost every year, you know, just to remind myself of what it actually is. And you know, in that part, you know, in Texas, you know, it's just
They
that
did
it
make it
wasn't.
a holiday. It's a
Huh?
holiday now. People were off work for Juneteenth. So
Yeah, I would like to say salute to Joe Biden for that, because he's the one that signed it into law to make it a federal holiday. And I want to say shout out to my employer, City of Greensboro, because I was off on Monday. My bad.
it was off. Yeah, I went and made my money though. You know what I'm saying? I don't let the holidays stop. You know what I'm saying?
It's
no.
not a holiday. It's only like a 50% holiday for, you know, like the world.
Right.
Everybody's not off. Everybody's not
Yeah,
off. It's
no.
only a federal holiday. You know,
Yeah,
it's only,
I needed still to continue to make my ladies beautiful.
I know that's right.
Tony.
I know that's right.
But yes, yes, yes. So we're gonna go on into another topic. Um,
I would just I
Go ahead.
like to say I would love to see. I don't think there's been a movie made on Juneteenth, that to my knowledge, but I would just love to see that moment, you know, when those government officials, most likely probably 90% white, if not all white, came in on them horses and told us we was free. Nobody can make you stay here. Like, that moment is the moment
Right,
that I
right. Would love to
yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Oprah, you hear that? Tyler Perry,
Yeah.
Oprah, you know.
Yeah.
Uh
Need a
yeah,
gym.
come up with a movie. We need a little movie to document and educate us on what it looked like.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
But
So
what was you say, Johnny? You was switching
no, no,
to